If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. If you enjoy my main channel content, go to the link in the description to the Spidey Cast. This week on Gaming Dudes Podcast. I know it's the damage it does is pretty nuts. Those things do.
Why does my pee smell worse the more veggies I eat?
We're definitely cutting that.
I'm sorry.
That's going to be a highlight. That's going to be a highlight.
I'm just like, dude, I go there to take a pee, and I'm like, why does it smell worse than when I'm eating bad? Anyway.
we're gonna put that in the intro. Actually, you've just intro clipped yourself, man.
Sorry, dude. I'm just like
intro
in there. I'm like,
yourself.
usually I don't have my pee doesn't have a scent that I notice, but now it does. Anyway,
you know, what is this, Elf? It's like you're doing the asparagus pea line.
yeah, it's
over
like,
here.
dude,
What's
it's
happening?
Like, bro, it's like, ugh.
Like it sounds like you're doing a reference here, man.
I wasn't, but
Like an unintentional reference.
did they say that?
Yeah, like asparagus.
Who says it?
That's suspicious of how their pee smells. Like uncomfortable. This like pitch guy who's pitching to Buddy's dad. And now
I did play it a little bit on the Wii U.
It was weak. That's all I'm gonna say. The Wii U, the whole gamepad gimmick,
so
dude.
Bad. I think it was so bad.
And then people,
probably the worst thing they've ever released. Actually,
but I will say one thing. It had one benefit over the Switch. Virtual Console, where you could buy every single game that was retro. That literally made everything. It was like a massive Band-Aid they put on top of it that held it together.
Them not putting DS games on, like 3DS games on there, is so wild to me. Cause
I know.
In Game Boy Advanced, because I would use my Switch so
DS
much
games,
more.
Pokemon Platinum, Pokemon Diamond, the original Diamond and Pearl.
They do put on Game Boy Advance, but it's like, why do you put them on so slow?
And you're telling me that Spider-Man has to uppercut a big guy and then punch him around in the sky to make him, to actually hit him? I want to go back to Web of Shadows, dude, when Spider-Man felt powerful. When you would punch a guy repeatedly. Like, there's a move where he goes so fast.
I like that, too.
That
It was way too slow.
It's way too
Spider-Man
slow.
moved way too slow.
And I just didn't like it. Dude, Spider-Man 1 to 3, the entire trilogy, every Spider-Man game had better combat than that game.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Gaming Dudes Podcast. I'm Ren.
I'm Spidey.
And we're talking about, Seth's got some news, but
Yeah.
we were rambling and just decided to turn the podcast on.
Yeah, I mean, we were basically already doing it without it being on, so...
Yeah, so basically I was talking about how I jump around so fast, like game to game all the time. There's certain ones that are staples, but
certain games.
It's like it's not even like it's a shiny new thing. I just see people having fun and things that look cool, and I'm like, whoa, and it's mainly
games.
genre swapping. Like, not that you can't do that, but
it's okay.
I like to not be like really bad. I'm okay with being bad. I just don't want to be really bad.
You don't want to be so bad that you can't play the game.
So if I'm playing something,
so my advice,
I'm okay with being bad for a while, but it's like if I didn't care about being bad, I could just play whatever.
So you've piqued my interest. So how many Monster Hunter games have you played?
Other
than Rise,
just,
like what?
One other one besides Rise.
Yeah, or whatever.
And I played the beta of
the
Wilds.
Other than the one we played,
I played one other one besides that, and then I played the Wilds
what was it
demo.
like? Was it better than Wilds or
not Wilds? It was definitely not better
not
than
Wilds, but the other
it was
one.
better than Rise.
Yeah,
it was a 3DS one. I can't remember which one.
Oh, did you actually play it on 3DS, or was it like a port? Or
I think it was a port of one of the ones from like a different one. But they added a lot more to it, I guess, and released it. And it was like so fun.
What was the difference? Like, was it like?
It was so long ago. It was literally like my early 20s, so that was over 10 years ago, or it was probably like 10 years ago, if not a little before that, maybe 11.
But you remember it very specifically being better.
I remember thinking the monsters that were fighting were fun.
Way better than Rise is what you're saying, because for me,
Rise I didn't really even give a chance. I literally played I think I played the one time we played at TJ's house, and then I played one or two other, maybe one other time.
Something about it. I don't know what it was. I mean, it was a Switch exclusive for a long time.
That's one thing.
I mean, that definitely doesn't help.
I don't think and the graphics were different. Those were a lot more anime.
Didn't like the anime-esque art style.
Like they're Asian influenced in general, but it was like just
straight samurai and stuff. And
I've
seen it.
Like I said, I'm gonna be honest. It's fun. Is Monster Hunter a game that like if I didn't have a group of friends buying it, would I get it? Like maybe.
No, I'm assuming.
I mean, maybe, but I'd have way less of a chance.
Yeah, I mean.
So it's like I'm skeptical in the sense of like I don't know if
this game's good enough.
If it's good, but I want to give it like a fair try. I played the demo and it was fun. Like I had fun.
You should.
Was I like I'm so addicted right away? No.
Some people love. That's the thing with these games, specifically Monster Hunter. Obviously, Rise was probably not the best introduction to the series, but I will say for me, it made me be like, okay, the combat's good, all this stuff's, but the mission structure's a little weird and empty. Not a fan of the Breath of the Wild-esque elements. It felt like it was really trying to take that style that Breath of the Wild was doing, which I was not a fan of in the first place, and add monsters to it. But thankfully it was a little more linear, just a little bit more.
Yeah, it's quite a bit more linear.
Yeah,
actually.
it's like at least a mission.
I don't think the areas are nearly as big as a lot of them.
No.
I'm okay with the faux open world in Monster Hunter just because I don't have to. I just go and find a giant monster and I fight it. I don't have to be like, if you don't want to do the missions. That's one thing I liked. Where like usually the faux open world I hate.
Yeah.
But I was like, I just find a giant creature and they're everywhere and I just fight it and they're like big targets on the map. So I'm like, I don't know. I actually don't mind the concept of it being more open because I'm like, I just go fight a giant thing and then I'm done. Like it doesn't matter which one. Sometimes you run into one that you're like, whoa, this is crazy.
That's kind of how I felt about Dishonored. Every level was a slightly faux hubbish open world. Like you had a little hub area you could go around and talk to the characters and you had to run to them to get the quests started for the main game.
Yeah,
it was okay.
Exactly. Like I don't really. So here's the honest answer. Is Monster Hunter usually my type of game? Not really. Like, there's aspects of it that are, but the combat's not really my type of combat.
No.
Like, a lot of stuff it's slower. It's a lot more strategic. You have a stamina bar. You have to, like, dodging's incredibly important. Like, you can't just, like, peg them down damage-wise. Like, it takes time. The fights take a lot of time. And that's cool, but it's not usually what I would, like, shift towards. I want to feel like I want to be like Maple Story, where I feel like I'm like super powerful.
Yeah, you don't want to just be constantly smacking the enemies and they don't die.
There's also like no magic, which for me that's like huge because usually I love magic in games.
Magic.
So now I'm like using bows or like swords, and
it depends on what game it is. Some games like Kingdom Hearts, I prefer to use the Keyblade. But magic is at least fun in that game, and without magic, certain games like Fable would not be nearly as good without magic. You have to have magic in it. Maybe not the first game, but the second one, like teleporting around and using rage and stuff. Like without that, it'd be boring. Like that game would not be nearly as fun. You'd just be smacking guys with a hammer or a long sword or. I feel like they can work in harmony together, like melee and magic at the same time.
Yeah.
But if you just have one in a fantasy-style game, kind of risky there, man. Kind of risky there. It really...
Yeah, I mean, people. Monster Hunter is so successful. It's more successful not here in the West, but...
not surprised.
It is successful here, like, as of late, but like... It is successful here, but it's huge, like other places.
Oh, Japan and stuff, where it was made, I'm assuming.
But this one, I couldn't believe the amount of people that were playing the demo. Like I said, it was absurd. When I checked Steam charts for the demo, I was like, "What? This game's going to be like huge." That does not mean that I'm going to think it's incredible, though.
No.
I mean, that's the thing. My honest opinion is, yes, it's not usually a type of game that I want to do, but I feel like... If I really give it a shot, I think I'll think it's awesome.
You got to give it that college try, man. You got to give it that college try.
It's just that, like, okay, like, I'm excited about it. But like I said, dude, there's the aspect of it where like it wouldn't be my first choice.
No.
So I'm excited about it, but also like skeptical. About
Well, here's what's interesting. This game started out on the 3DS.
it.
That's kind of, or on the PSP, I
It
guess,
was before that.
or
it was
PlayStation
like-
2.
Yeah, so I can't remember when it
Because I
first
remember
came
you,
out.
I remember you telling me some guy at our work.
They told me. I just can't. I can't remember.
Probably PlayStation 2. I'm assuming. I'll put it up on the screen, but it's
And
that
the
system.
DS one was fun. Like it's fun. It's just like, it's just not my. Usually, it's not my cup of tea. Really, I don't really give Rise a fair shake, so I can't say too much about it.
It's kind of hard to want to give it a fair shake when the frame rate's garbage and the
You're not wrong.
the weird like I'm not a graphics snob, never. I love old style visuals, but here's the thing: this game is supposed to be like a new modern game, and it looks.
Looks incredible.
I'm
not
saying
Rise. but
It looks
this
crappy.
Wilds looks like
it
insane.
looks like, I'm not gonna lie.
Trying
Rise
to release something on the Switch is just wild to me.
Rise
That
looks like a
game.
mobile game. It just does.
Well, there's Monster Hunter Worlds or whatever, and that is this is supposed to be the like successor to that.
yeah, the next game.
Worlds is what everybody played instead of Rise. They just kept playing. Most people just kept playing
Worlds
'cause
instead
apparently
because
it's
Worlds
similar.
looks way cooler. I've looked at the visuals
Does
of
look
it.
cooler.
It looks way better than this weird Unity asset.
So
Pardon my video game dev French, but Unity asset looking game. That's really what it is.
yeah, I mean we'll see. So I'm excited, but I know I talked about it, but one I keep getting, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's like when I see people playing fighting games, especially people who are like just having fun and they're not super good.
No.
They're just like having
It actually
fun.
makes it look fun for 5 seconds.
I'm always like, oh, I think fighting games are fun. It depends though. You really have to actually like it though.
Yeah, you have to really
Like really, I've only had fun playing playing.
Yeah,
Tekken.
that's what I was gonna say about
I
fighting.
did have fun
games.
playing Guilty Gear Strive, but it was like so sweaty feeling that I couldn't even.
Yeah, it's very.
I don't know. Tekken just didn't seem like there's a lot of really good players, so I'm not saying that. But I was getting in matches where I wasn't feeling like I was getting dominated like all the time. But I love Tekken, so it was fun playing it anyway because I played it since I was a kid. So like,
Yeah, no.
I never really played-
You've got some actual.
don't get me wrong, I played Street Fighter as a kid,
nostalgia
but it was
for
like
it.
the old ones, and even that wasn't that much.
No.
Tekken, I played like Tekken 3. I played like crazy.
Yeah, same
and 2.
dude. It was probably the fighting game other than Smash I played the most. I think it was better than Smash, to be honest.
I definitely played it more
mechanically.
than Smash.
I think
but I love
think
Smash.
I do like Smash, but mechanically, I just think that Tekken is so much better.
They're just
Like,
totally different games. I mean, they're not even
yeah, but
platforming and
yeah.
traditional are like way.
I
Different.
guess I'm saying like it is still in the genre of fighting
It
games, and that's why I compare it, is because it's like Nintendo was trying to do its own little weird thing, which is cool, but really the nitty gritty is I like pulling combos off. If I learn one combo, I'm just gonna spam the crap out of it. It's a blast doing that. Like even just spamming Red Hood's gun in Injustice was a blast. Using Hwoarang or whatever his name is,
I always think it's Hwoarang, but it's not.
Hwoarang
It's different.
or
It's
something
like
like that.
It's
in
like
Tekken 3.
when I actually listen to how they pronounce it in the game, it's like weird or like correct, but it's just not what I always said.
Yoshimitsu
Hwoarang.
and his lightsaber katana thing.
Yeah, I mean
Like, it was a blast, man. Spinning around on the katana, leaping on top of it, and spinning
100%.
around.
The best thing I ever did was in a fighting game is like keeping the same person, like playing the
Oh,
same
dude.
character.
I know, man.
Because like if you're just having fun, like picking the person you want to play is fun because you're just trying a bunch of people out. Like Tekken was nice because they were different enough where I like immediately was like, oh, I don't like this person. Like, I don't like this character.
Yeah.
Hwoarang was fun,
Loved Hwoarang.
but like,
Can't even say his name. That's so
but
funny.
Leroy was just a blast. Leroy is a hilarious. He's like a T-Pain looking.
I liked Law a lot.
Like
his
ninja
His
guy?
kicks, his kicks had a lot of
Law was
range.
cool. But like, so I just played Leroy over and over and over again, and then I didn't care about tier lists.
Yeah,
either.
you didn't care about the meta.
He was mid like in the tier list because I looked, but I was like, I don't care.
yeah,
Like, he's
who
fun.
cares? Who cares? No one does.
And that's Tekken 8, and I didn't even play it. Like, my phase ended semi-fast. I probably played it for like a month.
Yeah, no one cares.
But I was like beating TJ, who was playing. I was playing online and getting into like the mid ranks, and I was like, oh, like I'm actually getting better. But then it's like I feel like you hit a wall every time. It's the same thing with fighting games. You right away you're super bad. So you're like, anything you learn is better than what you were at before.
Yeah.
So I learned some probably 4 strings, 5 different 3 strings, 4 strings, and then you kind of learn to mix them up a little bit. Like then you use those, then you realize you're being really predictable.
Yeah, because you're using 3 combos.
Then you start kind of mixing them up and not doing them all the time, or doing mixing in a little other stuff.
Maybe
in
canceling certain ones out.
Not doing the full combo.
Yeah.
And maybe doing some of it and then switching and doing something else.
Blocking.
Then they start being able to, on the higher, as you rank up, then they start being able to predict what you're doing.
It would be kind of cool if you could just play a game where it just locks you to a league if you just keep losing. Not permanently, but if you really want to progress further.
What do you mean by locks you?
I guess for matchmaking, let's say you wanted to go, I don't know. It'd be cool if you could
kind of do that anyway.
Select a difficulty of some kind that just gives you harder, easier players.
Oh, you get to choose where you
instead of I feel like that'd be cool, so you could practice on weaker opponents and then actually move up on your own choice instead of having the game just shift you.
But if you're doing better, you just move up.
That's true.
Eventually you're gonna hit a wall. It's frustrating because you hit a wall against someone and you're like, now I have to figure something.
Yeah, progression.
So you basically just and it's the best I've ever learned in a fighting game today, because I kind of did it in Tekken 7, and I was starting to do it in Guilty Gear, but it was just so different of a game, because also Tekken is 3D, so it's you can move around.
Yeah, and I think that's probably
you
the
can
coolest
sidestep.
part.
I love that.
Same here, dude. I loved it too.
So it's the first time that I moved up, right away you suck. Then I learned some stuff. You move up, you hit a wall, and then you're getting beat again. Then you gotta then I learned some new stuff again, and then I ranked up more, and then I was hitting wall again, and I was like, do I really
progression wall again?
I was like, do I really want to? This is basically the best I've ever done, because I'm not trying to learn a bunch at once. I'm just playing, which is fun.
You're at a progression
and then
wall now.
Then I'm at a point where then I'm like, crap, now people are better than me again. Now I have to learn more mix-ups again. And it's I was like, do I really want to do this again?
Do you want to keep endlessly doing it every single time? I mean, I'm assuming there's a casual mode you could play where it's just...
There's tons of stuff you don't have to do ranked.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically already there, so...
I don't even care about that. It's just I'm like, okay, now I'm mixing something out in again. And then it's kind of
I mean, to constantly be going up and up and up.
Then
and
the newness of it's wearing
progression
off,
walls over and over again seems like it would be a little annoying.
It's not even. I didn't even care about ranking up. I wasn't oh, dude, I'm gonna rank up. I was just playing. So I would just be oh, cool, I got to win. That was fun. Or
yeah, that's how I feel about most fighting games too.
And it's rematch a guy, and then sometimes you'd rematch him and you beat him, and then
sometimes you horribly fail.
The best is when you beat someone. Someone barely beats you, and then they don't rematch you, because the etiquette is you give them best of 3.
Yeah.
So it's you win one, and then let's say they win one, then you do a final match. Now, sometimes people would barely beat me and then just quit out.
Yeah, when you win, I've had.
Also,
that
they would not play you if you were on Wi-Fi. People literally would say no if they saw that you were on Wi-Fi. It was so hard to find a match.
Because
if I was when I wasn't hardwired, they were like, "Oh, if you're not hardwired,
it's if you're not hardwired, get out. We don't want no desync, brother."
Yeah. So anyway, that was the reality of it, and then it's kind of I don't even know why I stopped playing. I don't even remember why I stopped playing.
Maybe because you were tired of fighting games.
Yeah, I think I was just oh, I'm playing something else again.
Yeah, do something a little different. Mix it up a little bit,
will I ever be back? Maybe, but...
Yeah.
Because I tried Street Fighter 6, which has such a huge player base. It's insane.
Yeah.
For fighting games, Tekken has 4,000 to 7,000 right now daily. Tekken 8 on just Steam. That's really good for a fighting game.
Yes, agreed. Especially for
people think that fighting games that aren't... people think 2,000 to on Steam a day is like really good.
For fighting games, bro.
Because it's a certain type of people who like. Plus, so many are coming out these days now. Like
that you're basically splitting the pair.
But who cares? You don't even have to worry about it. You just pick what you like and you.
Yeah, play what you like. Don't think about the player base.
But Street Fighter has 30,000 people on. When I checked last time, to like 70. Like I think max it was like 70. Like today. That's for a fighting game. That's just on Steam. That's huge.
Yeah,
I tried Street Fighter 6.
Way more.
I tried the beta and I was like, eh. Then I bought it and I played it some. And I was like, nah. And then I just returned it because I was like, I just don't think Don't get me wrong, Street Fighter's cool.
I played the only Street Fighter I ever liked was the 8-bit, like 16-bit Street Fighter. I think past then I may have played like a little bit of a newer one, and it's nothing compared to the old Street Fighter. The old Street Fighter is hands down the best version of the game. Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 1.
I liked 4 and 5.
Anything past that for me, 3 is pretty good, I guess.
But I definitely think some of the older ones are very cool.
But it's just I don't know. There's something about it. Like Tekken, I associate with 3D.
Tekken's
Street
awesome.
Fighter, I associate with 2D. And when it's out of 2D, I'm like, I don't know. The charm's kind of gone. It was fun. That was an arcadey experience. Like, obviously now it's still arcadey, but you get what I'm saying.
I know what you mean.
It was very much made for arcades. Like it was not made for people to actually own.
Yeah.
But I prefer that kind of feel, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I get that entirely. So I don't know. See, like now when we talk it out, I'm like, oh yeah, like there was aspects. Now if I got back into Tekken, I have to like brush up on everything I learned before, which is fine because it's just for fun. But it's like fighting games are not relaxing.
No.
Like,
no.
When I'm playing something, for the most part, I get into it unless I'm, like, beating that out of my head. Like, Call of Duty I can play and, like, my heart's not pounding all the time, but it still happens. But it's, like, not as much because I'm just so muscle memory on it.
You're so muscle memory on it. You spent, like, a whole month playing
so, like, fighting games-wise, like, I could probably get to that point, but it's, like, I started thinking about it recently how, like, I never play games that are relaxing anymore. I'm just playing, like, high octane,
like speed.
In fighting games, say what you want, but it's, like, it's fast.
Oh, yeah, dude.
It's even crazier because it's, like, it's more personal. It's, like, it's just me and that person.
Which is
so when I'm losing, it's,
awesome.
Like, it is awesome. I like that. But I'm saying it's more intense because it's more of, like, feels like more of a rivalry.
Yeah, you're not, like, a group of guys together trying
where I'm like,
something.
There's no randomness here. Like, you just beat me. Like, I have no excuses. I just need to switch it up.
No luck, no nothing. Just
so it's
how
like,
it is.
That kind of stuff is like draining. And it wakes me up too. So I'm like awake. I'm like, oh. Which is fine. But I just never play games where it's like, dude, I like strategy games too. Like, why don't I ever play those anymore?
Yeah.
Why am I always just playing like why am I playing Call of Duty where I'm freaking out all the time, running around? Why am I playing like?
Why am I playing these high octane games? Like?
Yeah, so I think that's why like when I'm playing fighting games, my hands are sweating. I'm like literally like physically sweating. Where I'm like, like I'm so. There's just so much. It's don't get me wrong, it's a blast, but it's like a certain. They're fun, but it's like it's a certain type of person where it's like I just don't really want to put that time in.
Are you in for the grind set, brother?
Yes, it's like I had fun with Tekken 8. I really did, but like it's. And then when I beat TJ, I was like, that felt really good. Like maybe.
But then you're like.
And then I'm just like hitting another wall, and I'm like,
Yeah, like, do I really want to progress past this wall and work so many hours?
Yeah,
you're basically it's turning
into
it's like
a job more. You have
point.
To like fight. Yeah, it's like you have to like practice more, and like I don't mind that, but it's like, what like for what?
Yeah, what are you practicing for?
It's like,
I mean,
if I'm not having fun,
if you're not having fun, especially with something like that, especially with gaming, it's like that's one of the things where you.
It is for fun, dude.
That's
the thing.
Fun,
I'm
yes.
not
Gaming
a pro.
Is.
I'm not going to win tournaments.
No.
I'm not that good
at
them. Like, I'm not that good at Call of Duty for how much I've played. Like, I'm not bad.
No.
But it's like, I'm not like these guys who are incredible.
You're also against these kids who spent 90% of their life playing this game. Some don't even have jobs anymore or have very simple jobs.
There's times in Call of Duty where if they're not cheating, like if I'm facing someone and they're actually not cheating, it's like, holy crap. Like it depends on the day too. Like I'll get in flow state sometimes and I'm crapping on dudes.
Yeah.
Even guys that I know are good.
I'm
like, oh yeah, I'm dumpstering these guys.
I've seen you do that with those guys.
But then it's like, some days I can't be like that. I'm just not like that all the time. It's weird because I'm actually better when I leave and come back after I take a little break than I am.
That sort of makes sense because you're
if I'm grinding it.
Diluting your focus. I mean, dude, it's like the game I'm developing. I need to make some time to not do that, and that's what I've been trying to do with certain things. Like, I'm not going to sit here and do it every single day. Last week, I took a couple of days off from it because I was like, I need to refocus. Why is this game not fun? Got the idea that I needed the next week, and now I'm finally, getting the game starting to be fun now. The actual playing of the game, the play testing has been a blast because I finally was able to get my head out of my backside because I'm constantly paying attention to this thing.
Yeah.
And then finally breaking away from it, I now have a perspective on what could make this interesting.
I'm not kidding. Luckily, it's just when it's the only thing I'm playing. I know what you mean, though. When I hyper-focus, I'm worse. The more I want to be good, the more I'm bad.
Yeah.
Like, the more I'm trying to be good, it's just, I don't know what it is. The more I'm literally just focused on having fun, the better I am.
Not surprised.
I am not the kind of person to be like, okay, time to lock in. And,
Yeah.
like, I will fail.
Yeah.
If I think of it like that.
You can't just...
At the end of the day, they're just games, so who cares, bro? Who cares? That's just another thing, esports, that whole mindset.
Yeah, the
grind,
esports grind set, brother.
The grind set,
The
dude.
grind
It's
set.
streamers.
Dude.
Like, you see streamers who are so good, but it's like, dude, they get to play all day. And I'm
Yep.
not even convinced some of them aren't even cheating, personally. But
Yeah, I've started to wonder that myself, too.
But I mean, I could just suck. They could be right.
I mean, I've wondered that myself, man. Every time I see this, like the fact that they're that good. Certain people I could see, like let's say you were at the beginning of like the old Black Ops days, or when COD was like in its infancy.
Yeah.
Or what I call the golden age, but
yeah, because I've played all the COD games, but I was never playing them like for a super long. Besides COD 4, I played so much, but in Warzone. But like before Warzone, I was just like I would get the new CODs and play and have fun, and then I'd be kind of done with them.
You'd be done with them. You wouldn't be playing.
I'm not like, oh, I'm playing them all the time.
No. Which in some ways is a more healthy mindset for those games.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't really care. It's just at a point, and I've never like played. I never played some of these new strategy. There's so many new strategy games out that I was like, dude, I never like try these. The Reynad's one's in beta. Like Battle. Hearthstone has Battle. Like Battle something. Battle. I don't know. It's like more like a head-to-head kind of like auto chess thing. I could never play that. Teamfight Tactics. I never tried to like play that much.
Yeah, it was a fun game. It's kind of a slightly
like I played it.
Yeah,
but like I never was like, dude, I'm trying to like learn what's going on. I was just kind of like clicking stuff, sort of.
Yeah, you're just kind of turning your brain off.
So I was like, dude, I like these. They're relaxing.
Yeah, they are.
It's making my brain like. Learning a new one's fun because there's a lot to learn, so it's like...
That's exactly why I do chess.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's similar. It's like relaxing, gets my juices flowing, like my brain...
something flowing, like your brain
pumping.
Your brain's pumping, all that stuff. Good thing we didn't
Not just like high-octane, like where I'm just running on instinct.
Yeah, no, you're not like, oh, dude, can I kill this guy? Can I hit him? Can I shoot him? Like,
can I touch them? Can I have them?
Yeah, that's... Yeah, that'll be there, but yeah, no. Anywho, back on topic. You were saying
Mecha, and then there's this mech. Oh, this Mecha Breaker or whatever, or mech break or Mecha Break. I think. I just got the demo. I haven't tried it at all, but a lot of people played it, and that was just on. I don't know if the demo's just on Steam.
It might be.
Curious about that.
I have no clue.
But it looks cool. I mean, I'm gonna try it and talk about it. I don't know if the open beta is like permanently until it's probably like got a time limit on it. I'm actually curious about that.
It probably does have a time limit.
I love mech games, and I've been waiting for like a good mech game to come out.
It has
for
been a
long
time, like a long time since I've seen anything that's actually been good. You know, all I've seen mech game wise is people on Dolphin, you know, playing custom robo and like tournaments and stuff with net play.
When was that?
It's like a recent thing, I think.
When
like
did you?
net
Who's
play.
doing that?
I don't remember who it was. I looked at it a long time ago, like a couple years ago, maybe 2 or 3. But yeah, net play works for that game. And I don't know if they record tournaments anymore. I don't know if it's dead or alive.
Yeah.
The scene, but I did see it for a bit. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. You know, they took custom robo and they're doing stuff with it. And I hope that personally, I hope they flourish.
What channel is it?
Dude, it's been
Oh, so they're not doing it.
years.
You don't even know if they're still doing it.
I don't even know if they're still doing it at this point. Had to correct myself there. It's been a long.
Okay, I was like, dang.
That would be cool though if they were. I'm hoping they are still doing it. But just seeing it was kind of cool.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, I was like, dude, I want to watch that. That's why I was asking.
Oh yeah, it could be around still. Like it could still be a thing.
I can't tell if it's just Steam or not.
But
On Steam, that's 6 months ago. I don't know.
Anywho,
I can't tell if it's just on Steam. That'd be kind of weird if they did do it just on Steam out of all of them. I don't even know if
for that new game, like
for
the demo,
Mecha Break
yeah.
thing, yeah. Because I was like, well, if it's just on Steam, it makes sense the numbers are that high somewhat because they can only get it one place right now.
Yeah, no.
But I'd imagine it's probably on other stuff. But anyway, I'm going to try it. Like I said, I've been looking for a good mech game forever because no one ever does them. There was Armored Core 6.
Yeah, that was.
And
I think that might have been a bomb.
I was going to get it. Oh, no, it wasn't a bomb. But, like, I was going to buy it, but it was like. They said it was like Dark Souls, basically, but with robots.
Dark Souls
and I was
combat.
like, I don't really feel like...
Yeah, I don't... Dark Souls combat... I mean, dude, anytime... This is what annoys me about games now. I understand it's cool to adapt, like, oh, I see this combat, you know, and I really want to do it. Sometimes I like seeing combat that I've played in another game. But I kind of prefer the days when we just... Every game had something different. Every game had different combat. It wasn't the same.
Well, they only said Souls-like because, first it's like robots, so it's not the same.
No.
But I'm just saying, they were saying it's like hard, like
okay.
like it's really hard.
Because sometimes when people say Souls-like, they mean like,
They're like,
dude,
oh no, you're like...
you got the parrying and the blah,
So
blah,
they were
blah.
saying it's that hard, and I was like, do I really want to play a game that hard right
No,
now?
I don't
Like,
blame
not
you.
Really.
I wouldn't want to. I sometimes I will.
But
if
they
I
had PvP in that. But and it looked cool, but it's like I just don't. No one has a mech games die. I feel like die off really fast.
Dude, of
because
all the
people are like stoked on them, and then they're like, oh, whatever. It's just like generic.
Bro, the only mech thing that survived is anime. That's it. Like every other like game is like in the ground.
Like anything that has PvP with mechs, people don't usually like.
No one remembers it.
It just kind of like dies off. I feel like. So I'm happy that the game has that many people looking at it, Mecha Break or whatever. But I don't. I mean, I'll find out tonight. I'll be trying it.
We'll see. We'll see what you
doubt
think
it's
of
that
it.
good.
I doubt.
Or no,
there's no
I
way.
shouldn't say that. I should say that.
I'm just being honest, man. Like, let's be real here. Mecha, you are taking a risk though, and I admire that. Like, you're taking a risk.
Well, I always get, like I said, I get weird about stuff being on my PC where I'm like, it's a free demo.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm paying money.
No.
And it's also, I'm always like, oh, I don't want to clutter my PC, like I was saying, but you just uninstall it. It takes 2 seconds.
It's not like the Switch where, oh my gosh, dude, the base memory on that thing is so bad that you can only install like 1 or 2 games.
On the Switch.
Yeah, it's
oh
so
my
bad.
Gosh, trust me, I know.
Dude, the bass.
I had that for so
It's so
long,
bad. It makes.
where it was just that.
I was already not enthusiastic about it as it is, but now I'm just like even lesser so. But that leads into something.
Yes.
So there is a new Pokemon game that is going to be made. Supposedly, this is a leaker. It's a multiplayer game of some kind, multiplayer only.
Oh, the auto chess.
It's no, it's just like
'Cause
you
they're
can
making- I know
use
they're making an
weapons
auto
and
chess
stuff
one.
or something like that.
I think Pokemon Day is tomorrow.
with Pokemon and
I think they're doing a Pokemon thing tomorrow.
yeah, I think it's Thursday. From what I heard, the Direct, we're actually getting a Pokemon Direct on Thursday. So next week we'll have something to talk about. But this game, we don't know much about it, but apparently players have weapons and they have their Pokemon alongside them.
And it's multiplayer?
Yes, solely multiplayer.
Is there any photos or anything? Or just words?
Solely multiplayer. So it's called, I'll even give you the code name for it. It's Pokemon Synapse, if you've ever heard of it.
Synapse.
Yeah, Synapse.
Pokemon S.
There are theories,
Why?
a lot of theories. It could be
Oh,
a
there
Marvel
is.
Rivals clone. It could be an Overwatch 2 clone. It could be a Splatoon clone.
Institute project stats being announced in Pokemon. Oh, so they're saying like this Thursday it's supposed to be talked about
Yep.
potentially.
We have no idea what this is. Period.
No, but it's multiplayer game and said like it was like Splatoon like.
Some people say Overwatch 2. Some people say Marvel Rivals. Like, we're getting tons of speculations on this thing. But supposedly, I think Nintendo's trying to get their foot in the door with. My theory is it'd be more close to like the Overwatch style. But I don't necessarily think it's going to be a good idea.
I don't know, man.
I don't personally.
Marvel Rivals is sick.
I personally
And I
don't,
thought that it was going to be terrible.
But this is Pokemon though. Pokemon as of late.
yeah,
has
they are
been
also
kind of-
there's also like in China already or Japan maybe. I think it was in China actually. There's already like a auto chess, like a Pokemon auto chess.
Pokemon.
Somebody was playing it in Chinese, like they're American. They were like they don't understand anything. They were just playing it.
Was it like a knockoff
People think
game?
that they were going to talk about that. No, it's like legit.
Wow, I'm surprised. Why isn't it released here?
That's what I thought.
My speculation is either it's going to be locked there because there was a Halo game locked in Russia. We never got to play on PC.
Yeah,
back in the
but
day.
a lot of that's just because of that's like how Clash of Clans version in China is like way different than Clash of Clans.
I had no clue.
It's like China's just weird because of dictatorship. It's like
It's kind of interesting. I'd like to actually play these versions of these games.
I watched a video on the Clash of Clans version, and it's crazy compared.
But I think we're going to get some ZA announcements. That's what I'm really excited for
That I'm excited
on this
for.
thing. I want to know what this is. I'm actually hearing it's a Legends game. Watching you play Arceus made me be like,
was super
it made me be like, okay, this is different enough to get me like into it. This is different enough. Like they're trying something different. You know, it's spin-offs. I
like don't
eat
care about the
spin-offs
past
up.
stuff.
No, I think
personally,
that
but
stuff's lame. I don't give a crap about it, dude.
if
I
you
don't
had that
care either.
style when it was like a new gen,
and that's
that'd
what
be
this is
awesome.
gonna be.
It's not like old school.
No, it's modern, dude. It's modern times, brother. It's in the X and Y world.
Yeah, but the X and Y, it could be X and Y, but like past.
They're not gonna do the past again, man. They're
You
not
don't know,
gonna
man.
do it. I'll
I
look
don't
it
know.
up. There's no way. I refuse to believe they're gonna repeat the same.
Not like that
thing.
far in the past, but I think before it was like a big city.
I'm okay with it being like a small town, but I will say if it's
I don't know though.
if there's no Pokeballs and stuff, then yeah, I'm gonna be mad, and you have to use those stupid wooden things or whatever.
I don't think it's gonna be that old.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I'm very mad if that's the case. Like, do
We'll
we have
find
to
out.
do we have to see that
People are saying that
again?
they're gonna announce that they think they're gonna announce that auto chess thing tomorrow or Thursday, and they're gonna do. We actually probably gonna have a jam-packed.
Oh, it's gonna be huge. We're gonna be eating good on Monday for the episode. We're gonna be eating good, brother.
Yeah, we will.
We're gonna be eating good. We're gonna be eating better than we have now.
It's gonna be hard for me not to look at it until Monday.
Yeah, well, you gotta not break the pack, brother. It makes it exciting for all of us.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a blast. We have another event, dude. We're finally getting to the season where things are speeding up a little bit.
It's gonna be a lot because last one they didn't announce that much.
So buckle up.
So this time it's probably gonna be a ton.
Yeah, you mean instead of just seeing Pokemon Sleep or whatever for the 100th time?
I'm super excited about it. Yeah, a hero shooter to me for Pokemon doesn't sound like it's that
Same
gonna be
here.
that fun.
Well, also because
But if you would have told me that like a superhero hero shooter, I was like, oh, it looks stupid.
No, I agree.
I mean, it looked cool. Like aspects looked cool, and then
Yeah.
I played it, and I was like, this is so fun.
But I guess I'm saying Pokemon, I don't see... I disagree with all these leaks. You know what I think? I think it's going to be a spinoff in a different vein. I personally think that... I don't... Here's my speculation.
Like for it to only be multiplayer is kind of wild.
Two possibilities. There's no way it's only going to... First off, none of them are only multiplayer. First possibility...
Oh, that's not true. Pokemon Unite.
First possibility... it's just a sucky mobile app that's really gimmicky.
It
That's
could be
my
a mobile
theory.
app. That's a good point.
Second thing, it's a spinoff, but an actual spinoff where we're getting different things. Like Game Freak is going to start experimenting.
Like
and
what?
Going wacky with
They
it.
did, though. They did with Unite. Unite was fun.
And it'd be cool to see them kind of go outside of their
I know
comfort
Pocket's
zone.
like still booming.
Like I don't want... I want to see them go like what genres can we do? Like they did a fighting game, which is weird. Pokken Tournament.
I hear that game's sick.
I heard that game's cool. I mean, if there was
I
a
didn't
new
try it.
one, I would consider trying it. Like,
I would play it.
same with a bunch of. There's a lot of. I feel like you could really expand Pokemon. Like Detective Pikachu, that game looks miserable
Yeah.
because it's
the
like
new one looked kind of weird.
I would consider playing it out of like memeing. I may do that for like a stream just to laugh at, but I would never.
I would watch that.
I would never do it for like, and then maybe it'd be good. It'd be the first one, just to laugh at. And I think a mystery thing with Pokemon is not what you need to do. I think if you're gonna do Pokemon, it has.
People
to
love that
have-
mystery dungeon game.
Oh, dude, the mystery. Okay,
People love
that's a
those.
whole other thing. This is me. Okay, let me be honest here about the spin-offs
I
we
didn't.
have.
I wasn't interested in playing them, but
Let me be honest about the spin-offs we have. Not so good. I'm not gonna lie.
we don't have that many. We have
You have Gale of Darkness, you
and a
have
bunch of them are
Colosseum,
on mobile. So it's like who cares?
and now they're all mobile. But for me, I would like to start seeing some like console grade spin-offs that are full Pokemon journeys that you go on.
I was amazed at how much they changed, like how different it was, and like how much they switched up for her or for Arceus or whatever.
See that's an interesting thing to me. Like let's go back to
I
the-
liked it. I was just shocked. I was like, I can't believe how much they're going off script here.
Because back in the day, you know, like the DS would get random spin-offs, the GameCube would get spin-offs, Wii would get spin-offs. You get more like stadium games, like actual Pokemon stadium games. Like I want to get back to the point where Pokemon was being pushed out in a way that was like big. I don't want to just have one main game and then 5 years later, oh hey, here's the next game, or 2 years later.
Yeah.
Here's another game that copies the exact same formula and doesn't iterate. And I like that, but I'd like a break from it. Why don't you give me a spin-off that changes things up even more?
Yeah.
Like, do whatever you want. I'll buy it now. I'm desperate. I'm desperate. I need something. I need a Pokemon game that's like got
When's
that,
this? Well, you
that
think
spark.
when's the Switch 2 supposed to come out? This year, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Did they say when or just said 2025?
Probably
I think they
just.
just said
I'll look
2025.
it up. I'm curious now. Thank God we have phones because we'd be sitting here putting edits in all
I'm
the
just
time.
kind of hoping. I'm just kind of hoping. Wow.
Hoping.
I'm just
I've heard
kind
people
of
say that.
hoping that it comes out before the Pokemon games come out before the Switch 2, so I don't have to buy a Switch 2.
You're telling me you don't want to buy a $500 Switch,
I
dude?
do not. I probably won't buy it.
I'm so surprised.
Man, I don't even know when I would buy it, if at all. I've barely used
Yeah.
my Switch as it is.
2025, but they're going to share information on April 2nd.
I used it for Pokemon games, literally, and then I play Mario Kart. Mario Kart's the only thing I play still on it sometimes.
No, that makes sense.
Just because Mario Kart's like so chill.
I miss,
and
dude.
silly.
I miss freaking like, dude. Just
Now
put
they're switching the new. I guess in Mario Kart 9 they're adding like a bunch of mechanics. So
Just-
it's like don't ruin it though.
no, dude. What you need to be doing for Mario Kart is putting every stage in one game.
they
one
kind
game.
of did that.
Like not
this
DLC.
one.
I'm saying base game.
Oh,
every single game, like every single map. I'd say every single engine. I'd do like a Master Chief Collection thing where you just chuck every engine on there, and then have like it'd be fun to play all the different styles in one game.
That would be fun.
And then just have kind of like how Mario Maker did it. You know, you'd have different stages, but obviously not custom courses because
I love Mario. I kind of can't believe that I've never gotten Mario Maker before.
yeah, I
Because I feel
played
like
it.
I would actually love it.
I played it for a bit. I tried
I
to make
forgot
a
Dad
course.
got it for us, and I just never tried it.
I tried to make a course, and like I said, nowadays I'm beyond those things. But I will say, just playing it to like play custom levels would be fun. I remember playing them on the Wii U. Believe it or not, yep. Starting to soon, these kids are gonna think I'm like an old man now. 'cause
I did play it a little bit on the Wii U.
It was weak. That's all I'm gonna say. The Wii U, the whole gamepad
Wii
gimmick,
was so
dude.
bad. I think it was so bad.
And then people.
Probably the worst thing they've ever released. Actually,
But I
to
will
me.
say one thing. It had one benefit over the Switch. Virtual console where you could buy every single game
Oh,
that was
yeah, that's
retro. That literally made everything. It was like a massive Band-Aid they put on top of it that held it together.
them not putting DS games on, like 3DS games on there, is so wild to me. Because
I know.
in Game Boy Advanced, because there is. I would use my Switch so
DS
much
games,
more.
Pokemon Platinum, Pokemon Diamond, the
They
original
do
Diamond
advance,
and Pearl.
They do put on Game Boy Advance, but it's like, why do you put them on so slow?
Yeah, well, they drip feed you because they gotta
Like, give
you
us
the
a
weight.
bunch. Give us like so much. Give us the whole collection. People would
Yeah,
pay
dude.
so much if you wanted to make it a live service. People would pay so much
Oh,
for
yeah,
every Game Boy
dude.
Advance
They
game. I
would.
would.
They would, dude.
Well, I mean, maybe because I can just emulate
Yeah,
everything.
I'm getting to the point where I'm like, hey, Nintendo, why don't you just throw the ROMs up on every platform and shut up? Because some of these games, this is my problem.
Just let us buy them for like $5.
Yes.
Like per one. I would buy
Yes.
so many.
Oh, dude, they would be rich. They would be in gold right now. If I could just, dude, Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days, not having to go through freaking DS emulator, man.
Yeah. Oh
Just
my
being able
gosh.
to play the game.
3DS and DS. 3DS had so many good
Dude, it did.
titles that I never got to try that I would
I'd-
love to try.
I looked at the GoldenEye DS game and it looked better than the original. And honestly, it looked fun.
It's like, dude. Also, if PlayStation made another handheld, I know that their handheld now is just cloud gaming.
Yeah, dude, cloud gaming, dude. Cloud laming,
Which is
more
like,
it.
yeah, which is like that's. I guess they'll probably never do it.
Well, here's
Unless
the
it's
thing.
like a literal PlayStation level.
A lot of times I end up thinking they'll never go back to that or this or that or whatever. You know, like they'll never do this or that.
Because
like
I would
companies.
get.
And then I got Mega Man Battle Network
PSP.
Legacy Collection. So
Oh yeah,
I'm
that's
just
good.
saying,
That's
like,
good.
and I, you know.
Oh yeah,
I still
true,
play it.
true.
It's been a yearly thing for me. I still play some of those games. I'll
Oh, I
just
still
hop on and.
I emulate them, but yeah, I still.
And
do.
this, dude, the Legacy Collection is the best way you could ever play the game. It's like 60, like you get high frame
awesome.
rates.
I know, it's
You get
so
all
good.
those cards.
I haven't
and
bought
stuff.
it, which I'm shocked.
You should, bro. Seriously, it's when you have time. Don't be adding games to the Monster
I
Hunter.
know, man.
Yeah, keep up with the Monster Hunter stuff. But what I'm telling you is things circle back around. I'll always think something's permanently gone for the rest of. I mean, think about the Luigi's Mansion fans. Luigi's Mansion 2, they had a 7-year gap between those games, 2 and 3. They probably never thought the game was going to get a sequel.
You're right. I didn't.
Things circle back around all the
true.
time. And I'll think, oh, this old Zelda style's gone. And then I hear Eiji Aonuma say, oh, you know, Ocarina of Time was really good. That's what he'll say. At first he
course it
was
was
like
really good.
At first he was like, oh, you know, we want to make these new styles in this style only. But then all of a sudden he's bringing up Ocarina of Time weirdly, and there's dots. Kind of reminds me of the Majora's Mask conversation when it got on 3DS. I was like,
We'll see. I mean, that's
Interesting.
That would be awesome.
Interesting conversations. Would that make me buy a Switch 2 at a discounted price? Maybe.
Yeah, there's stuff that could make me. But I mean, a Pokemon game being on it.
I mean, that's a
I'm
guarantee.
at a point now where like, how much is it gonna be? $500?
Yeah, it's like, how are we really breaking? And you're giving me hardware that's like PS4 and Xbox One, like visually.
We don't know yet, do we?
I've heard tale that's basically all it is. Like they're not doing this 4K thing that they're talking
Well, I
about,
don't
60
care about
frames.
4K at all.
I don't care, but I'm just saying, I don't think that, and they're talking like internal resolution, and I'm thinking in my head, like, there's no way they're going to do that. There is no way Nintendo, the company, it makes sense, though, to speculate that, because they're always generations behind. There's no way they're going to be
I
even
understand.
close.
We'll see, though.
Like,
I'll be
there's-
surprised if it's not like better
like,
than that.
unless the world's ending, I think that Nintendo's going to keep, lowballing people.
Yeah.
With their specs. It's like, I've seen this 100 times, man. I've seen, remember, dude, last system they tried to keep up was the GameCube.
There's just not a lot of Nintendo game like IPs that I'm super interested in these days.
Yeah.
Like I like Mario.
Like if you threw
I
Sunshine,
like Luigi.
same.
Like I like their classics.
Same.
I like Pokemon, which technically is
It
that's
is
also
very good,
classic.
yeah. Classic Zelda. I do like Zelda.
except for the new.
Yeah,
Zeldas.
new Zelda. Zelda's been a little rough lately.
Yeah, but I'm saying like I love those
Oh, same.
things. So I don't care about like even though Splatoon single player was like really fun.
Yeah,
But
but their new IPs.
I
are
don't
like,
care about getting the new Splatoon.
No.
Um,
Same. I don't care about their other IPs.
I don't care about like I don't care about Mario, but I count Mario Kart under Mario.
Metroid is an embarrassment.
Don't care about Metroid.
It's an embarrassment of
care
a
about,
series. It could be great, but they
Like
screw it up.
I like Smash, but are they gonna make another Smash?
Yeah,
probably.
They probably will. It's weird. That's where Sakurai
He
like
kind of seemed like he didn't want to anymore.
that. I mean, I don't blame him because it's like, dude, I've basically made,
like 6 of these or 5.
and then this last game has dozens of characters in it.
Yeah, so many. Like,
Like-
how are you gonna up it for the next one?
I personally think what they're gonna do with Smash is a reboot. Like, I mean, that's like go back to square one, maybe add some new
That'd be sick.
characters in between. But I'm saying like bring the roster down and then maybe sequentially add stuff again, kind of start.
Honestly, I would play Ultimate.
Yeah, it's
I would play
definitely-
Ultimate quite a bit if the online didn't suck so
Yep,
bad.
and I think they need to change
Every
that.
time I get hyped, and I'm like, dude, because when we played,
It was
it was so fun.
It was so
like, We were just
fun.
going character for character and just going around.
and
It's like,
I'd love to join up with
and we
you
could have played
and-
like doubles online, like on a team. That would
yeah,
have been fun.
I would have loved to have went up and slapped those kids around.
But
and
once
that
we
would've been fun.
once you go online and you see how delayed it is, you're like, oh my gosh, this,
Yeah,
is,
this is
actually unplayable.
This is absolute dog
Like-
water.
It's so bad.
This is dog water.
So yeah, I like that kind of ruined it for me. Where I was like, oh, it feels so bad. And Smash
same.
feels like with a little bit of delay, Smash feels like the
Oh,
worst.
dude, it's the worst game on planet Earth.
fighting
like
games
I
in
said.
general, but like Smash is like when there's a delay, it's like ugh, like this
Playing-
is so bad.
Playing on Slippy
Yes,
was probably the best. Like, it was nuts. It was like eye opening because I played Smash Flash
Yeah.
because that's all we had back in the
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
It was unless you wanted to whoop out your Wii and play Brawl, which who wants to play Brawl?
yeah, and then play Smash 4,
And then play Smash 4. Oh my gosh, dude!
which
Yeah,
I think I played once.
I played
for
once
like
as
two,
well.
For like
I played it on the
20 minutes
3DS
maybe.
and maybe on.
Oh,
the Wii
you know
U.
what? I got it on the 3DS. I did play it quite a bit on the 3DS.
I heard the 3DS port
It's pretty fun,
is a little bit better than the console.
but I still
one.
was like, it's not like I don't like it as much as I didn't like it as much as Melee.
Oh, dude.
Ultimate, I think, is my second. Well, no, 64.
Yeah, same, dude. 64.
64. So probably Melee 64, and
And
then
then Ultimate.
and
Yeah,
then
I
Ultimate.
mean, what do you have to choose from but that Brawl and
You're right.
and
People
4?
love Brawl. I don't get it, but
See, I understand liking. Subspace was a fun arcadey story mode, but this is the problem.
story mode looked fun. Yeah.
There's a problem though. Like I said, no dialogue. I've brought this up 1,000 times on my channel. Like I've been like, even on this show,
Mhm.
if you're gonna show me cutscenes of these characters that normally talk, Let them talk.
Yeah, that's true.
Stop making like I don't. Do you know why I was so hyped for the World of Light trailer? Because Zelda was speaking in it for 5 seconds. But then I learned, oh wait, those cutscenes only happen at the beginning and the end.
You know what I actually say? If fun playing fun like I'm trying to be on it. Like Melee is sick to watch.
Oh, same.
It's the most sick to watch. I think is Melee. Ultimate, I think, is the most fun that I have fun.
Oh yeah,
playing.
for the online stuff, hands down, dude.
Like Ultimate, I think is like the most fun to play. Where I'm just like, it doesn't feel as sweaty.
No.
Like people do sweat on there. Don't get me wrong, but it's like I have a lot of fun doing that because it's just not.
You just gotta spam spin dash, bro.
Yeah, that for me is like super fun. I don't think
spin dash.
But
Just
so if I'm going off of me playing the game, I actually have the most fun with Ultimate.
If we're talking me
But
playing
in terms of
game-
me watching, Melee is the top by a
games,
long shot.
I would say Melee because I like laughing so hard. Like I get boned fast. Like I'm dead faster than you can even.
I know the
dead
feeling.
faster than you can blink. But it's so funny, just like getting the one up on these
Guys
kids
doing all
that
that
are
wave
so,
dashing
like,
and stuff.
crazy about it. Like they'll literally run off the cliff. I don't have access to ranked, so basically I'm just going in and having these people who are so terrible. Like I have to donate to get that. Which
Do you? I didn't know that
yeah,
was a
nowadays
thing.
you have to donate to get
I think
into ranked.
I did donate. I didn't realize that that's the only way I could play ranked.
Yep,
though.
that's the only way now.
I just donated because I was like, whoa, this guy. I feel bad taking this for free because he's so.
And what's
Not
sad
that I
about
think
it
anybody
is,
else
and
has
this
to.
is the saddest part about that. You donating is the riskiest thing you could ever
Him even
do
having
possibly.
that is, I know. Him having that even as an option is like.
Like if you
ooh.
got rid of the donations, I'm sure Nintendo would actually possibly look away. I mean, it's not affecting their profits.
I don't think Slippy's going to be around forever.
I'm surprised it's even lasted.
I thought it'd be gone forever.
I do
ago.
think Dolphin, I mean, they had an opportunity to take Dolphin down with the whole Steam thing, but I don't think Dolphin's going to take a hit, period. I think they don't give a crap about game. I mean, dude, they're not even going to put it on their platform. They don't care about GameCube games, period. I think they hate that era. I firmly wonder if they actually view that as their weakest era because profit-wise, the Wii era was such a huge spike for them because it was so casual.
The people who get. Yeah, I agree with you.
Like they're not going to
agree
touch
with you.
Dolphin.
The people who get good at Melee are just like a conundrum to me.
Different breed.
It's like, dude, like, first off, the movement in Melee is sick when somebody's good at it.
Oh, straight up.
It feels so clunky when you
Dude.
don't know how to do all that stuff.
Oh man, it does.
Don't get me wrong, when you and I verse each other, it's really fun.
Well, take it from a guy who's never done those movements. It's way funner playing the game when you don't even care. That's how
Of course.
I took it.
Yeah,
When I didn't care, not about losing, just not even caring about the tech. I would just like throw my shield up, they couldn't hit me, and then I would like flip behind them, smack them with a charge hit, they'd be dead, and then
Yeah.
I'd just like I'd literally just use whatever dirty tactics I could ever do just to get like a one up on these guys.
Yeah, the only person I ever won with online pretty much was Marth. On
Marth
on
and
Melee.
Link, a couple times with Link.
I just like, unless I had a sword, I basically was getting boned.
yeah, sword characters do a lot of damage. That's the thing. Like they're more damage heavy compared to.
But I
compared to,
played frickin' Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff's one of my favorite to play. I think she's so silly and like fun.
Jigglypuff.
I was getting
Dude.
rammed
Yeah, bro.
online when I was Jigglypuff.
I never even tried Jigglypuff, man. You'd have better luck trying Ness.
I did do Ness for a while.
You'd have better luck.
Ness
with him.
also I was getting dumpstered, but I did do better with him
Yeah,
than I did
because
Jigglypuff.
Puff is like.
I'm also just bad at.
I also just
both, but-
hate playing Puff, dude. Puff is so weird, man. The resting and all that. You gotta do all this extra stuff. You know, the spin. She has a spin dash. She's like prototype Sonic in the game. You know,
Yeah,
she spins
the,
around
like,
as a
the cartwheel
Jigglypuff
thing.
spin.
Yeah.
It's basically just Sonic. You know,
I forgot Sonic is in the dang
he's
in
in
Ultimate.
freaking Brawl as well. That's where
Dude,
he
he's
first
so
appeared.
fast at Ultimate. I was like dying. I was like dying.
I'd say it was worse than Brawl, dude. Let me tell you.
He was worse in
He was
Brawl. I tried
worse.
him in Brawl and died immediately.
I moved the stick forward once. I double tapped the stick, dead instantly. Literally can't even. And his ultimate, his final smash back in the day when that was a somehow appreciated mechanic. His final smash, you basically fly off the stage. You have to like keep moving your stick around rapidly so he doesn't like disappear off the screen. I think you can actually. You may actually be able to die as Supersonic. Like, think about it, because he's flying around.
Yeah.
He's not going to go back to the stage. If you're over the ledge,
That's a
from what
good
I
point.
remember, you have to really fast, like, nowadays
That's a
they
really
fixed
good point.
they fixed the Final Smash, which... Here's what I think would be interesting for Smash. How about you make Final Smashes not an item, and just an actual... Like how
mechanic?
actual fighting
Just a
games
straight up
are. Yes.
mechanic?
So when you get...
That would be crazy.
That's what I always wanted with Final Smash. I was like, why do I have to hit a ball to use my special move? Like, why do I have to hit
like
this
no one
floating
uses
ball?
like no one in
No.
tournaments like they don't use them.
No one cares. No one cares, dude. It's like it'd probably be a troll move if it was used in a tournament. And they looked really cool. That's what's sad.
I'll never forget the first like little tournament they did when they were doing Ultimate, like showing it off. They did items on,
Oh.
and I was just, which I mean, to them they're trying to show off the items and
Yeah,
everything.
they're like, dude, check out this assist trophy
Like,
with Shadow in
I don't
it.
even think playing with items is fun at all.
No, it's not. It's,
Even if you're just goofing around.
I think it's the most boring thing in the entire game. I used to.
When I
use
played
items
Melee when I
was
first
young.
played it in 64, I thought the items were sick.
Now I'm just like,
I'd rather just
It's just
duke 'em
boring.
out without it. Yeah.
It's boring, dude. It's boring.
not even because I'm trying to be competitive. I just
No.
don't like it.
They're just boring mechanically. The Pokeball was like the only item that was,
That was
fun
so
to
cool
mess around
because
with.
it's random and fun.
Everything
I did that in
else-
64 so much.
Everything else was just kind of, I liked the bat mode where you smacked the sandbag.
That's fun.
That's about the only time items were fun.
Break the target.
Break the targets. Yeah,
Super fun. I mean, that's not even you don't have an item, but
I mean, your guns basically. And see, this is what bugged me about it, though. Final Smash, you animated all these things. You animated all these super moves that look really cool and stuff. But here's
They're
the
cool.
problem. Here's the problem. It's locked behind an item. What game does that?
I don't know if you could do it where I don't know if people would like that.
You could have a setting that turns it on or off.
I would
personally think it
prefer
be-
that.
I think it would be more interesting to me because it makes it so you have an incentive to be
The
doing
comeback
good.
mechanic is nice.
Yeah, I think that's cool. It's like every other fighting game.
So many people in fighting games though hate.
Yeah,
comeback
but I mean,
mechanics.
90%.
I love them because it helps me.
About 70% of Smash's audience is pretty casual, or like 60 maybe.
I don't know what the percentage
Or like
is.
I'd say 40.
I would say
actually.
most people are just goofing around.
Yeah, like I think that it would be embraced.
Smash has a silly side to it though.
Yes.
Other fighting games do not.
No, they don't. They're very
Like the traditional fighting games, they don't have a goofy.
aesthetic or anything.
Yeah.
They don't have
Because Tekken and Tekken 8 has a comeback mechanic of like
Yes.
that, where you can kind of like super move.
Yeah.
And I love.
Same. I think and if you're destroying a guy, you should get the right to use a super move on him. Like
Yeah.
let's say you're beating him up, dude. You should have a bar that fills up, man.
Isn't it kind of cool that you can like have comeback
Yes.
situations? Like, isn't that kind of cool?
Instead of getting absolutely dominated all the time.
like
Plus, I get a cool move I can instantly
sick.
bust out that destroys
when I
someone.
was playing online, it was fun because it's like that's part of the mind games. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, gotta watch out, gotta be like blocking in case he starts using his super.
You
You
can-
can like bait it out. Like that was super fun.
And I feel like Smash. That's what I want. I want to.
It would be cool. I would love it if Smash did that.
I want to reboot
I'm not
a
saying that.
Smash with that stuff in it. We go back to
I gotta pee. Keep
a
talking.
roster like Melee's where we don't have so many characters that you basically are staring at the menu.
I kind of like the big roster.
I do like the big roster, but I mean, We Fit Trainer, dude, and
Yeah, I mean, kind of lame, but like he's a good. I think he's good.
Animal Crossing, like Villager, Steve from Minecraft, like I just feel like it's getting so like Sora from Kingdom Hearts was probably the coolest addition to that entire game. Like other than that, I'm just like, okay, you could put Knuckles on here, you could put Shadow, you could put Roxas, you could put like there are so many characters that you could easily use and make like from different franchises, and you chose Steve. Like you chose Steve, and you chose Wii Fit Trainer. Like, especially Wii Fit Trainer.
Steve is awesome.
Wii Fit Trainer, bro.
That's hater.
Wii Fit Trainer.
Wii Fit Trainer's pretty generic, but the moveset's cool.
Me Gunner, like
I love Me Gunner.
like,
that was my main for a
I know
while.
it's the damage it does is pretty nuts. Those things do,
Why
but
does my pee smell worse the more veggies I eat?
we're definitely cutting that.
I'm sorry.
That's gonna be a highlight. That's gonna be a highlight.
I'm just
We're
like,
not gonna
dude,
cut
I
it.
go there, I take a pee, and I'm like, why does it smell worse than when I'm eating bad? Anyway.
we're gonna put that in the intro. Actually, you've just intro clipped yourself, man.
Sorry, dude. I'm just like
You've intro
in there. I'm
clipped
like,
yourself.
usually I don't have my pee doesn't have a scent that I notice, but now it does. Anyway,
You know, what is this, Elf? It's like you're doing the asparagus pea line.
yeah, it's
over
like,
here.
dude,
What's
it's
happening?
Like, bro, it's like, ugh.
Like you're. It sounds like you're
strong.
doing a reference here, man.
I wasn't, but
Like an unintentional reference.
did they say that?
Yeah, like asparagus.
Who says it?
That's suspicious of how their pee smells. Like uncomfortable. This like pitch guy who's pitching to like Buddy's dad about this child's book story. He's like, oh, a group of asparagus that are insecure about how their pee smells.
Oh yeah.
That
I
was
did
his
remember
idea, and I'm thinking, it kind of sounds like a reference there, man. You did it on accident. But we're at an hour. I will say to finally
We can't end it off on my pee thing.
kind
We have to
of
say-
yeah okay.
something.
We are not
You have to
ending it
say
off on that.
something.
We'll have some 5 minutes to okay.
So, dude, I do like your idea
We
of
need
the
to-
having supers in it though that aren't an item.
We need to reboot it, man.
Like Smash having a comeback mechanic would be sick, I think. But like I said, fighting game people are dweeb. They don't like
Let's go back to
the amount of people that were complaining about comeback mechanics in Tekken was insane, and I thought it was one of the most fun mechanics of the game.
bro. Super moves are awesome, and you know what's funny? The competitive community's saying that, but I guarantee the casual community doesn't
Yeah, we
give a
love
rat's butt,
Sure,
dude.
we love it.
They don't care.
We love it.
They don't care because it's like it's just for fun, man. I don't care. Oh, dude, skill v skill. It's like yeah, to some degree, but have some mechanics that make it so I'm not getting absolutely destroyed the entire time. I think the special moves would benefit Smash personally. I think they would. And what I think they should do for this theoretical reboot, I kind of want this for every series, to be honest, that they're doing. Like kind of a refresh of all this stuff. Like even Mario, I'd like a little bit of a, we're going back to 64 or whatever, and removing certain things. Like I don't care about the Koopalings. I don't care about that stuff. Like say with Smash though, aside from that, I think it needs. I think I'd like to go back to the melee aesthetics, the cartoony melee aesthetics. I don't want
mind.
realism.
I like those. How they
I don't
look.
want the realism.
I mean, it's definitely not realism.
Well, I'm saying like Brawl, where it's like photoreal.
Oh,
they
that's
tried to
terrible.
attempt brown realism.
Because
like,
Ultimate's like not real. Ultimate's like very cartoony.
I want to keep the cartooniness. I
I
think
would just rather have you. I do like Melee's graphics.
get
though.
almost every Sonic character in. Seriously, how have you not got Shadow into Smash?
I was pretty shocked that Shadow wasn't like an Echo Fighter or something,
Just make
or Knuckles.
Knuckles. Like
Or
where's
Rouge.
Shadow? Knuckles, Tails. All these
Tails.
Knuckles would be like his own fighter because his ability.
It really should be more than at least more than just Sonic.
Yeah, dude. It's like I don't care. Like same with Sora. I love Sora, but where's Roxas? Where's Xemnas?
that's-
Where's Ansem? Where's
I could see the villains. I was like Roxas, they probably wouldn't do, but
Roxas is huge, man.
I
To the
know,
point
but I'm
where
saying, like-
yeah, to the point where fans beg for him to come back repeatedly.
I mean, like,
So
yeah, I could see like a villain or like Riku before that.
people actually, yeah, dude.
I'm not saying about the
community-
fans,
Yeah,
but
the
Nintendo doesn't care
community-
about what the
that's
fans
true.
say.
That's true. I could see them.
I'm not saying the community. I love Roxas.
Yeah. I
And-
mean, 358 over 2 days was on their Nintendo DS, so maybe they have.
I just
a
think
little more.
Riku's like more like Nintendo. Something Nintendo.
Yeah,
would
they'd
do.
be like, dude, put this guy on, and then no one will.
If you
bat
put
an eye.
Kyrie, that'd be crazy.
Well, what would she do? I mean, to
I
be
don't
honest,
know.
dude, all she does in those games is
Just
get
get captured.
captured.
Yeah.
And then honestly, this is the thing.
Oh, dude, what if they put that?
She
Naminé.
Naminé. I'd like Naminé. She has memory witch powers, so
Yeah,
at least she has
that'd be
something. You
sick.
could do a moveset for her.
Naminé?
Well, then you'd have to have Roxas because he is directly
Nominate. They
linked
would
to
never. They would
Roxas's
never put in. They would put Roxas before Nominate.
Oh yeah, Shion too, dude. Shion, dude. They
That'd
they
be
put her
cool.
in. Echo Fighter for Roxas. I mean, they have the same abilities.
They put Cloud. That was cool.
We were so close to getting more Kingdom Hearts characters.
Yeah, Leon would have been cool.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
He could probably have a
Leon
cool
from
kit too.
Final Fantasy VII, the Gunblade.
Yeah, like that would be really. That actually would have been a great character to put in.
Yeah, of course it's only Cloud and maybe Sephiroth. I think he might be in it.
I think he is.
Yeah. That's about it. And then Sora comes. The Sephiroth Destroyer. He also killed Sephiroth. He also beat Sephiroth.
I can't remember what Kazuya.
Oh yeah, Kazuya and whatever.
He's in a.
Who else
he's
is
in
there?
in
Jin.
Tekken.
Is Jin in it?
Jin is not in it.
Why is Jin not
I think
in
just Kazuya is in it.
it? Why?
I don't know.
Like what like
Out of all of them, I don't know why.
why is Jin not
Probably because
there?
he has that devil side.
Yoshimitsu.
So does Jin though.
Yoshimitsu? Like
That would have been awesome.
why isn't Yoshi? I mean, he
I think it's funny to put other fighting game characters because Smash is kind of funny because they're not. Kind of cool because they're not fighting game.
agreed.
characters usually.
I think
Because they put Ken and Ryu in it,
yeah, it's a little
which is cool, but it's
yeah.
like I'm not using
it's
Ken
like
in Smash.
it's like,
Bros.
dude, the roster.
They did that. What's that main guy in fighting King of Fighters with the red hat? Terry. They put him in it.
They put Little Mac is a deep cut that I like.
love the Little Mac.
Little Mac is actually
Little Mac
fun
was
to
my
play,
main at the start, but he's so
but his
bad.
recovery is terrible. Straight up the worst. The worst. recovery.
Little Mac was the dude. You beat me up with Little Mac when we played. The
Oh yeah, I remember.
against each other.
This is the problem with Little Mac
Even when I beat you, I barely beat you.
because he falls off the stage.
Yeah, because I would just get you off and you would just be dead.
Yeah, I mean you can't recover.
Otherwise, I probably would have lost.
Yeah, you can't really
Again.
recover from, and that's what annoys me. This is what annoys me, dude.
It makes me think of when I was arrested you like 3 times in a row, and you were like, "Okay." You were like,
They really need
"Okay."
to. They really need to bring not just that. Like I said with the Mario Kart idea, bro. Give me every Mario Kart game on one cart. That would
That'd
be so amazing.
Crazy, but awesome.
I mean, they did it with freaking. They basically did it with Mario.
With the pet,
you
with
know,
the pass,
Mario
Deluxe.
Maker.
Oh,
all that. Like you have so many different engines that you can use.
that's true.
I feel like it'd be perfect,
Do
dude.
they have a course? They don't have course editors.
Yeah, that's weird.
For it, do they?
I never understood why they
That'd be
didn't.
cool.
F-Zero did, but
Why haven't we got another F-Zero game?
oh
People would
yeah,
lose
you
their
mean
minds
the
over
most dead
that.
franchise of all time.
Yeah, but I feel like people still love the like 64 one.
Falcon's in Smash. That's the only thing he's from. It's the same with Metroid. You know, Samus. They're like, oh, she's from Smash,
Oh,
bro.
that's even I know this.
I'm saying like
when
a
I
lot
saw
of
Captain
people.
Falcon, Smash is when I first saw who he was.
Yeah, most people. Same with Martha and Roy. I mean, who played Fire Emblem
no
in America?
clue who they were.
No
until-
one did because Fire Emblem wasn't
That was kind of cool though. That I was like, who
Yeah.
are these cool characters?
like. Who are these characters? Who are they?
Roy was my main in Melee.
Roy
I think Roy was my first main ever in Melee.
Roy was so much cooler looking than Marth was.
I thought Martha was a girl
Yeah,
until I heard
that.
the voice of him swinging, and I was like, oh, it's a guy.
I feel like the
He has a tiara.
actual that's what's annoying. The actual anime, there was a Fire Emblem anime, and even the games sell him being a dude way better. First off, his voice is not hey, like it's not high pitched or
yeah.
anything. It's much more like manlier. At least the dub version was, because apparently Japanese men are eternally femboys, but especially for like main characters for some reason back in that time.
Ain't wrong about that.
That's
sir.
like I said, dude. That's why it's hard for me to listen to any form of sub if the guy is not deep voiced. And then America switched around to now main characters like, hey guys. But what I'm saying is it introduced you to new Game & Watch, dude. I didn't know who Mr. Game & Watch was before that.
No, but that was cool.
I didn't know who he was.
Yeah, seeing them in Smash was like I knew they weren't in. Like I'm not even as a
No.
kid. I was like I knew they
No.
weren't in. I knew they were from other games.
But some people
Which that was cool
assumed-
because then it made me learn about other games and
Yeah,
stuff.
it
So
made
I was
me
like,
learn
this is
stuff.
cool.
made me learn
That's how
that
I figured out about Fire Emblem. That's how I figured about Ness, like what Ness is from.
it made me learn that Metroid sucks, except the only game that I played, which was Echoes.
Ness was my first. Ness was my first main in 64.
Yeah, dude, Nest, dude, Fire Emblem wasn't popular in the
I
West.
still
at
love
the
Nest.
I mean, Earthbound wasn't popular in the West either. Dude, nobody knew who Nest was. Nobody played Earthbound for the most part.
Ness and,
Nowadays, it's
Ultimate
getting
Ness is so fun.
it's getting recognized, but Earthbound was nothing in the West, bro. No one cared.
Oh, I know.
No one was like,
I still don't.
dude,
care that much.
Earthbound.
I mean,
bro.
I've played Earthbound.
Fuego. They're not like, yeah,
It's good,
dude.
but it's not like.
It's not
To
like
me,
this.
it's not like I'm like.
It's not like this legendary game that people seem to.
I mean, like
prop it
I
up
know
as.
people probably. I mean, maybe it is, but I just don't.
It's well, the problem is we're in an era where RPGs are so common, like turn-based ones, that you could
No
find
kidding.
better ones. You could find better ones than Earthbound. If we're talking art style wise, I might say Earthbound is one of the best.
That's
like
gotta be one of the most overdone genres. Is RPG.
RPGs. I wish more games would take KOTOR's approach with RPG combat. Where you
I
just-
like RPGs. I just feel like so many.
I'm tired of it being. This is gonna sound okay. This is gonna be a controversial statement here. I'm tired of them being anime styled. I would like to see a new art style for RPGs. Like, can we get something that's more different? Like, I'm okay with cartoony, but can we move into something that's
like a
not
Fable
just
style would be cool.
something like that? Not just.
100%. I love Fable's art style.
I mean, dude, I love KOTOR's art style. Like, give me games that
Me
look
too.
different. When every game nowadays, it's all samurai.
I mean, KOTOR's like kind of just not realism, but like kind of.
It's close, yeah. It's like a mix between realism. It's definitely it's very close, and I think
Like I think that that's kind of what they were going.
the
for.
first game kind of made its own art style in a way, and then the second game made everything gray and brown, and yeah, that was an
Chocolate
interesting.
brown.
Which I'm okay with certain games being like that, but a Star Wars game, no color at all, like just brown and gray. But what I'm saying is about Smash before we end this off is it introduced me to a lot of franchises I never saw. You
It
know,
may not have.
it may not
ever
have
if
had,
I didn't.
had Smash
Honestly.
not been there. Wouldn't have known.
I
who
could have
the-
easily not known what Earthbound was for my whole life.
I wouldn't have known Lucas existed. I mean, that's Mother 3.
Lucas.
That's a game no one ever got to play.
Oh, Lucas, yeah.
yeah,
I
because it
certainly
was
would
in
not have
it was
known
in
Lucas
it was in
existed.
Japan only. It's Japan only. They still haven't translated it.
Wow.
And all the Earthbound fans are like, "Hey, where's Mother 3?
Mother.
Reggie, give us Mother 3." That's the meme. And then Reggie lights him on fire.
Reggie?
Yeah, you know, my body is ready. He's no longer
My
with
body is
Nintendo.
Reggie.
I think he's not a fan of them anymore. He's like, yeah, I don't like the work environment they have. You know, not very good. They suck now. There used to be a passion. Yeah, basically he's calling them out, being like, hey, yeah, you guys suck now.
Nards.
You're telling me the company that made you do sales figures and say, we sold this much on the Wii at your presentations was bad, and told you to show for the Wii U and be like,
know this, but the Wii outsold the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360
And
combined.
and then the PS2 still beat the Wii, brother.
Yeah, PS2 is incredible,
But yeah, no, the
dude, I was watching YouTube videos and someone was saying that PS3 was like peak
peak, dude.
console. I thought PS3 sucked.
PS3 was the worst. It was probably the worst system of all time. In fact, it was less powerful
It was
than
so expensive.
the 360. It was way less powerful to the point where, and people were like, "Dude, you could be using this back in the day as like a targeting computer for a submarine." I'm like, what? Like that was back in
that was
2007.
so much money, too.
It was dude, $599 US, $600 for a console.
It's like back then.
Yeah, back then.
Oh,
Even now, it's.
I
like,
got
dude,
one used. That's the only reason I had one.
$600?
And my freaking ex-girlfriend.
I'd
took
thought
it.
I'd thought of buying like the backwards compatible one, but since the old emulations has gotten so much better, I mean,
Oh, who cares?
who
dude?
cares?
You can
Yeah.
get one for cheap now, I think, right?
Yeah.
PS4 Pro, I don't mind.
Yeah, same.
I wish I could play
It was okay.
the
It was
new
okay.
Spider-Man on it, but I can't.
Well, yeah, dude. You
And
gotta
I
get those.
refuse to get a PS5
I don't
just
blame
for
you.
Spider-Man.
I mean, they're already releasing it on Steam, so they
Good.
haven't announced a date.
like, what else am I going to... When?
Actually, I think it's out already. I don't know.
Are you
I
serious?
don't know if the port did
Oh.
well though.
I don't care if it did well.
Like if it like the first one, that port was really good. But like I even played it for a bit. It was very stable. Did I beat it again?
I'm pretty sure I don't even own PS4 Spider-Man. I literally used your PlayStation.
Yeah,
to
you beat it
play
and then you were just done, and I don't blame you, dude.
Well, I was actually going through to find all the. I still haven't played the
I found
DLC that I want to play.
collectibles, too. Yeah, City That Never Sleeps.
That game was so good, man. That
Yeah.
game was freaking so
Minus
good.
the combat, bro. That was so
Combat was okay.
bad.
It was definitely sluggish.
That's what annoys me is you go from Spider-Man 2 where you're...
I didn't think it was so bad because if you think about it, Spider-Man 2 is just like
But I like
you can uppercut them and punch them in the air like 50 times.
But it was fun that it was fast. For me, it's
I
like
liked it being
Spider-Man's supposed
fast.
to be a power fantasy. It's not me punching a guy 50
it
times.
was
and then-
really sluggish
like it's,
too.
and then not only that, there were times when I would hit a guy, and then it wouldn't count, and then he'd hit me. And
Yeah.
you're telling me that Spider-Man has to uppercut a big guy and then punch him around in the sky to make him to actually hit him? I want to go back to Web of Shadows, dude. When Spider-Man felt powerful, when you would punch a guy repeatedly, like there's a
That
move
was
where
cool,
he goes
yeah.
so fast.
I like that too.
that
You
you
should
can't
be.
even
It was
tell.
way too slow.
It's
like
way too
Spider-Man
slow.
moved way too slow.
And I just didn't like it. Dude, Spider-Man 1 to 3, the entire trilogy, every Spider-Man game had better combat than that game.
Yeah.
Every single one that
There
I
were
played.
aspects about 4 that I liked that they added on that I liked, but
And the swing was really, the wall crawling was awful.
the wall crawling
literally
was bad,
embarrassing.
dude. It's clunky.
The swinging
was good.
but I wanted it to be a little bit faster.
I wanted everything, all of it, to be faster. I wanted the wall crawling to be faster.
Oh,
I
same.
wanted the punching
swinging,
to be faster. The swinging to be
for
faster.
some reason, they're like, we got to be slightly realistic. People are talking about the webs attaching to buildings. I'm like, dude, I don't give a rat's butt about that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I guess
We need the webs to attach to buildings,
forgot
man.
about
And
that.
that's what they did in that game. And I'm like,
I
don't
definitely liked
care.
it better the other way.
I liked the air swinging because if you were away from a building, you wouldn't just fall down.
I wasn't even thinking about how it was going in the air. I was just like, oh, it's connecting to
Yeah.
something.
It's
I wasn't
connected to
like, oh,
something.
it's. I'm like, graphically.
Bro, you're playing a Spider-Man video game. It's not realistic. Stop taking it so
I
seriously.
know, I agree. I didn't know people complained about that.
Yeah, people were like, dude, why is there sky webbing in this game? And I was like, dude, I don't care.
I literally, even until this moment, never even thought about that. Not once.
The last 3 games that had that were the original Spider-Man games, like Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, the movie ones, that had actual attaching to buildings. And I don't care about them. You weren't sky swinging. And guess what? I'd rather sky swing.
I didn't even know
'Cause
Sky
guess
Swing
what?
was a thing until
Guess what?
just now.
If there's no buildings around, I fall. I can't
Who's
do
examining the
anything.
game that much?
There are people, man. They're like, dude. And in Spider-Man 3, I'd always get so freaking annoyed when I was going to Central Park. I'd have to web on the ground or web zip. That's all I could do.
I did not like that. You're right.
And it was fun to do. Web zip was fast enough to get me by, but
The WebZip was cool.
yeah, web zip was fun. They got rid of it for this one.
They-
They made web zipping suck. They made it slower. They you hold A down, you zip, and then it's super slow. All of it's slow. All of it's slow.
too slow.
Why does Spider-Man need gadgets? Like, what is this? Is not Arkham.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. I
Just
didn't
let
care
him
about that.
punch guys. Like, why does he have traps that he sets up? Like, I
He's
thought
not
those were
Batman.
cool.
Like-
But put that in a different.
No, just have different web moves like in the other
Yes.
ones. That's all I care. That's all I need.
And no other game added.
I didn't use the
gadgets.
gadgets almost ever.
I only
in the
used
new
them.
one.
Only used them when I was doing stealth because you had to.
Yeah,
And-
that was cool. in
But
that
this is the
aspect.
problem. If you're gonna do a stealth Spider-Man game, just do Spider-Man Noir.
Dude, the boss fight where you're fighting Rhino and Scorpion.
Oh yeah, dude, that.
That's in the Spider-Man PS4, right?
Yep.
That was so good.
It was a little bit. It was a little tense. Sinister 6 boss fights were fine. I will say, Shockers wasn't very good.
Dude, remember how many times I was losing at Shocker?
Yeah, his wasn't very good. Doc Ock.
I was getting so mad.
Doc Ock wasn't very good, even though he's the main villain.
In
In
4?
PS4, yeah, I didn't really care for Doc Ock's boss
I
fight.
can't remember it, so it must have not
That's
been
how
that
forgettable
crazy.
it was. Is he's the
I remember
final boss.
Shockers.
He's the final boss of the game. I almost, like I said, I could make a whole review of this, and I thought of doing it just to point out the little things where it's like, dude, You have great like web swinging around New York. Fun.
That's when we started being like Parker. Hey, Peter.
Oh yeah, freaking
Peter.
Mr. Negative. His boss fight was also terrible. His boss fight was awful, and he's like a weird Canadian Asian man. Like what?
Yeah.
Hey Parker, and then you have and I
His
liked,
fights were fun.
And then immediately in the game they give you Doc Ock. You know, they give you Otto Octavius, and then at the end he's immediately Dr. Octopus. Like they didn't build it up
Hell
for some
yeah.
story thing. He's just
I
immediately
forgot.
Doc Ock.
I forgot that is how it went down.
Mr. Negative, that guy's instantly Mr. Negative. Like instantly.
Yeah.
I don't even remember his name. That's how forgettable he was,
No,
man.
but we were making fun of him.
Vulture boss fight. The Vulture boss fight I remember being fun.
That was cool. Yeah,
Web of
Vulture
Shadows?
boss fight was really good.
Web of Shadows and Shattered Dimensions still have the best vultures.
Boss
Hands
fights
down
by
boss
far,
fights
yeah.
and character. Web of Shadows, you were jumping from guys that were flying on jetpacks from sky to sky to get to Vulture.
I always
so you
forget
could
Web of
beat 'em up.
Shadows. Which one's the one where you can either pick Mary Jane or
That's Web of Shadows.
that game is so
That game, in my honest opinion,
it's got to be one of the best.
is that and Shattered Dimensions are and honestly every Spider-Man game has been very good except Friend or Foe.
I never played a bad one.
Don't play Friend
personally.
or Foe. Do not play Friend or Foe. It is a garbage beat 'em up.
I mean, I didn't start playing him till Spider-Man. I played Web of Shadows like
Talking so much, my throat's.
I played Web of Shadows like not that long ago for the first time. You were like, dude, try it. I mean, it was probably like 5 years
Give it
ago.
a shot, bro. That's what I said. I was like, dude.
But I
it's-
hadn't played it because it was actually after I finished PS4. I was like,
I was
dude,
like, bro, you
I was like, I
gotta
need to
play
keep
this.
playing Spider-Man games. Like, I need another
Play
one.
Web of Shadows, man.
And it was awesome.
Yeah, I think
The
Web of
whole
Shadows.
Mary Jane, Black Cat, picking between them concept is so good.
What about the fact that you have Luke Cage in there, and if you want, you can betray him
Yeah.
or betray any hero
Yeah.
you want, and then keep the black suit.
It's freaking awesome.
And if you don't want any girls, you can go for the ending
Yeah.
where you're just alone and angry.
Yeah, it's
like
freaking
you
awesome.
can just be evil.
It's seriously awesome.
You can
Like,
you can break Wolverine in half. You can break him in half, like you rip his legs off. Does that make any sense as to how it works? No.
dude, I love.
You can throw cars at people, at innocent people.
I love.
You can always put the
That has to be one of the best. I mean,
Oh,
it's
dude.
definitely one of the best.
oh hands down.
It's hard because I almost want to say that it is up there with like,
Because
the best.
Spider-Man 2 is really good. I love Spider-Man 2.
So good.
I think Spider-Man 2 somehow took I feel same with 3. I think they both took the movies and somehow made them into incredible games.
yeah.
In some ways, as much as I love some of those movies, there are aspects of those games that are better.
Oh,
It cuts out a
oh
lot
my
of
gosh.
the filler.
I think so for sure.
It cuts out a lot of the filler of the movies where you're just
I
sitting there.
enjoyed playing the games way more than I enjoyed
Yeah,
watching the movies.
it's like
not just because it's a game,
the
just in
first-
general.
I think Toby's more in his element. Like he's not forced to. You're not going through the same arc where he's doubting his powers for the 100th time, like in doubting being a hero and not wanting to be one
Actually, Spider-Man didn't even become one of my favorite heroes until
until the
until I played Spider-Man PS2.
animated series made him easily. That was my. that was
I
my-
never disliked him, but I was like, oh, he's not my favorite.
No.
He's like my favorite. He's my favorite superhero now by far.
Oh, hands.
I'm
hands
most
down,
excited
bro.
for his movies. I'm most excited for his games.
Oh, dude, his games, man.
Like by far, I'm most excited for that stuff. For his stuff.
Now I hope I will say I hope
I know
they-
Tom Holland's like. I know it's.
I hope they
neither here nor
never
there in some
never bring back Spider-Man the animated series. I hope they never do that because I know they'll make it garbage. They brought back X-Men '97, and
People say
it
it's
was
awesome.
some people. It's like a divided base.
I
I've
haven't
found a lot of.
watched it. Is
like-
it the same thing just remade?
No, it's like
Just
new
more
plots, but this is the thing.
Is it-
The
How many episodes are there?
I haven't even. I if there's a Spider-Man '98, I will actually go over to the people and be like, first off, you're gonna screw this up. You can't do what that show did. You can't have a guy pulling a grenade pin and threatening to blow himself up and everyone in the room. Like you can't do that stuff. And it was a kids show.
Yeah.
And Cletus Cassidy,
I like the
Carnage,
show.
pulls the pin, and he's gonna blow everyone up in the room. You can't have something like that now.
Yeah.
You cannot have that, especially for Marvel, dude. They can't do that. That's a very serious thing. You know, there's serious issues in this. You know, Peter Parker actually fails in these storylines. You know, he screws up. Sometimes he gets dunked on. His life sucks. Not as much as Spectacular. He is an absolute.
Basically, he has to like. Basically, his story is like being selfless while you're getting beat down.
Oh yeah, basically.
So it's like
his aunt hates Spider-Man. So every time she's insulting him on screen, so he's like, "Well, great. So you're insulting my, me, basically." You don't know it's me, but
it's him like having to fully be like, I'm not my own person anymore. Like I'm not. It's not about me at all anymore.
Nope, not him at all. In fact, half the time,
because Batman's is weird because he doesn't have to make it so it's not about.
Well, because Batman
for him, it feels like he could. He doesn't have to make it like just him by himself all the time. He just does.
And Batman does it. I will say, in recent years. My perspective has changed a lot on Batman to where there is one thing I admire, and that's the fact that he is so obsessed with this duty that he doesn't have any moments where he's like, dude, I could give it up. It's kind of refreshing. I like that they have two different sides of the coin. Spider-Man's the guy who's tired of having crap happen. You know,
Spider-Man's more of like he wants to, and then just realizes like, oh, I can't. Batman just doesn't even want to.
Batman's like, I literally want to do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah, Spider-Man feels more like he's like, I don't really have a choice.
Batman's like, I want to make this city better. I want to be a symbol to these people. And if I don't do this, there will be another 8-year-old in an alley
getting his parents blasted away
in front of his face and then watching the pearls fly down. So he's like, and for me, that's like such a powerful thing. It's a man trying to create a myth. Like a myth and a legend.
Thing.
Like Spidey's just a guy who goes around and you see him in broad daylight. Batman, like that's why they're my two favorites, even though Batman from time to time makes me want to claw
Batman
my eyes
used to be
out.
my favorite hero for the longest time.
He the only reason why he's even as high as he is for me is not because of, minus the Keaton movies, like not because of any of the other stuff after that. Like Begins was fun, but Spider-Man throughout has been at least consistent. That's the thing. I may not always like a version, but at least it's Spider-Man.
At least it's enough.
At least it's enough.
It's like good enough.
It's good enough. Right. Batman now, the acting's corny, the lines are bad. Like, I can't take anything seriously with fish face.
I don't care what anybody says. The one, which I don't think you even watched it, the most recent Batman movie I thought sucked.
I thought about watching it just to laugh at it, but
I would like to watch it again to be like, did I really not like this that much?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to.
But when I saw it in theaters, I was making fun of it with the guy I was sitting next to the whole time.
That's how I felt about Dark Knight Rises when I saw it in theaters. You basically had that same moment, with the Bane thing. I was just sitting there. I was like so pumped for this movie because I was like, "Oh,
what? I know
Bane, dude."
Oh, Bane.
I was like, "Bane."
Oh,
dude.
me too. That movie was
and then I was
awful.
Like, and then League of Shadows. I was like, "Oh, are they bringing back Ra's al Ghul, the best villain? Please save the series."
Dude, frickin'
That's
my name, Bane.
That was embarrassing. That was embarrassing.
Heath Ledger, and I know. Okay,
please
rest in peace.
Please tell me.
Rest in peace.
What you're going to say?
I swear, people only thought his was that good because he died.
Thank you.
I did not think his was that. I'm like, okay. As a matter of fact, I didn't like his Joker that much.
Thank you.
So I was like, even when I was watching it, I was like, at the time, I was more afraid to say my opinion. So I was kind of like, yeah, it's pretty good. Like, good.
You're afraid to say your opinion?
Now I'm just like, dude, I thought it was balls. I actually think that whole movie's not that great.
Heath Ledger?
The only Batman one that I like with him is the first one. Batman Begins. That's it.
Well, because it's a comic book movie and it's not trying to be a crime drama.
The rest was like, ugh.
It's like hokey. He's like, this.
Yeah, even I know that in itself
it's
is
like,
bad.
It made College Humor make an entire series of shorts that are funnier and more entertaining than the actual movies.
Yeah. I thought they were, after that, I thought they were all bad.
Now
even in theaters, I was watching it being like, oh. Like the second one, I was like, oh.
Meanwhile, I watched Batman Begins, and as a kid, I wanted to
Begins was awesome.
Be Batman, and I also felt so bad for the kid. He is psychologically torn. Yes, he's rich as all get out, but he is
still
psychologically tormented to the point where he has no joy
sure he'd give
anymore.
up all that to have his parents
He
back.
almost walked up to the killer, pulled out a snub-nosed pistol, and shot him in the
Yeah.
face. And he was slapped in the face by the girl because she's like, well, if you do that, you're going to jail. So
That was such a good movie.
and the training.
That movie, now that was a movie.
Yeah, the training with Liam Neeson was probably some of the best
Did
dialogue
the
I've
same
heard.
people
Same writers? Yeah.
direct all of them?
Yep. Nolan directed every single one.
Mm.
You know why the other one feels so different? Because they're trying to be a comic book movie. The first one's trying to be a Batman movie. You know what the next movie is? A Joker movie. It's not a Batman movie.
Like, everyone thought it was like licking his lips, and it's like,
It's like,
you know what? Like, everyone thought that
like
was
a leper.
awesome.
I thought it was funny. I just
I'm
laughed
like,
at it.
oh.
He's
He's like, you ever want to see a pencil disappear? He was nowhere near goofy enough.
I loved your impression.
Yeah,
Sounds
pencil
like Owen Wilson a
disappear. I'm
little
like,
bit.
dude, who cares? Like, I didn't think he was scary at all. And part of the
No,
reason Joker's
same.
scary is because he's so goofy. Like,
Arkham-
because he's so, like, silly while he's being an absolute psychopath.
Arkham Joker is straight up like
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. That's
even
good.
Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson himself.
Jack
He's
Nicholson's awesome.
insane.
Yeah.
He's insane. He,
Like-
he kidnaps some lady and he's like parading her
Like,
around
you don't
town.
have to make him be not goofy.
No, he has to be funny. That's what Joker
Like-
is.
Him being like, the thing that's so disturbing is that he's being lighthearted about horrendous things.
Yep, he's joking about murdering a bus full of
like, oh no, he dressed up as like a nurse.
yeah.
outfit
I
that
thought
blew
that
up
was
a hospital.
the cringiest, an empty hospital,
And when
an empty hospital.
and when he's like dangling, like it's like the worst dialogue.
he's like, you complete me.
Believe in good.
He's like, ready to believe in
I'm
good.
like, ugh.
This city just showed you that there are people ready to believe in good. And
gotta-
you know what Gotham actually is? A sucky city. It
Yeah.
proves to you that people suck. There's no hope for humanity in these movies.
I know.
They suck in Gotham. They're not good. Everyone's a piece of crap. And it's realistic as heck, dude. Everyone's out for themselves. They don't
Everyone's
care.
like, dude, he got so into his Joker role that he killed himself.
And it's like, bro,
I'm like, okay.
first off, he shouldn't have been doing the role in the first place. Second off,
Like, don't get me wrong. It's not like he was a bad version.
he was bad. I'm going to be honest.
I don't think he was like a version of Joker. It's like, eh. Yeah, maybe it was pretty bad.
I mean, dude, think about it. He wasn't Joker at all. He was like,
Yeah, I personally
what
didn't like
doesn't
his
kill you
version at all.
makes you stranger.
He's like, where the hell I got these scars?
Like a Leper was the best line in the entire movie from him. Like a Leper. That was the one
Everyone's
time
like,
he
dude,
was
it was
funny.
so cool when he was like had different stories for his like mouth cuts the whole time. I'm like, he probably just cut him himself. Who cares?
Meanwhile, Arkham took that and spun it into something way cooler.
Yes.
Where he tells his backstory to doctors. He lies every time,
Yeah.
but like he tells it so convincingly. They're like, which story's true? So Joker's so insane that to mess with people, he makes up these like detailed, like very like violent stories, like about how his dad
Like a
beat him. He's like, he's like, and Riddler talks about cutting babies' legs off. And putting a crutch under it. Like these villains, people say, dude, Dark Knight was so dark. It's like, dude, it wasn't dark at all. Arkham was dark. Arkham had a guy joking about cutting babies' legs off
Yeah, dude.
and putting a crutch underneath them.
Like a leper.
Riddler. Like, anywho,
What are we?
we're at 1 hour and 35
Okay, I
minutes.
thought that
yeah.
said 55.
Yeah,
I'm
we
like,
gotta-
almost had a 2
We gotta
hour
end
episode.
this. We went way over. I do know where that. I'm definitely clipping that asparagus moment for sure. You've unfortunately incriminated yourself. God bless, folks.
All right, God bless. See you next week.
See you next week.